The terrorist group Boko Haram holds thousands of women and girls captive in Nigeria. Misereor spoke to 6 victims who have managed to escape. They took us into a forest in the mountains. There was a camp there. It wasn't a proper village. At night, they separated out the older women from us girls and forced them into sex. This went on for 3 months. They asked me whether I still thought about my family. If I said yes, they hit me. They wanted us to forget our old life. They taught the boys how to handle weapons. We girls weren't allowed to join in. They taught me how to carry a bomb on my body. They said that it's a good thing to fight for Allah and that killing unbelievers isn't a sin. At some point I was able to escape, but when I arrived in my village, it had been abandoned. I had just decided that I was ready to die. For 6 days, we were given nothing to eat. An old man gave us water from an old can, drop by drop through the bars. Then, one of the leaders from Boko Haram took us to Sambisa forest. He said to us that if we fall into line, we could live. Otherwise, they would kill us, because we were unbelievers. There must have been 2,000 people living in the camp, in clay huts, some with tin roofs. But we had to sleep outside, in the rain. They forced some women into marriage. They asked me how many children I have. When I answered 10, they let me be. We were just escaping the refugee camp at Misereor in Cameroon, 30 children and 10 women, when Boko Haram fighters captured us. They locked us for a month in the burned-out church of St. Paul in Pulka. They hit us and whipped us, especially when we didn't pray like they do. At night, the Boko Haram fighters would set out to raid villages. At Easter, we were released. We walked for 20 days and nights until we reached the camp at Misereor. Here, we are safe now. They were armed with guns and grenades. My husband was able to hide out behind rocks while we were on the run. I was captured with some other women and held in a room for 4 months. If any of us refused to recite their surahs, we would be whipped. Then a rumor went round that soldiers were going to liberate Pulka. Our guards fled, and that is how we escaped. It was a nightmare to witness how Boko Haram slaughters human beings like cattle with machetes. They killed my father-in-law too. When some men in uniform stopped us at a checkpoint and forced us to get into a pickup truck, we thought they were soldiers. But they were people from Boko Haram, and they were abducting us. For 6 months, we were living in hell. We were threatened with death every day. I cried a lot, but that didn't help anything. Then I pretended to have gone crazy. I stopped eating, stopped washing, and spoke in a crazy way. At some point, I was sent back to Pulka. Whilst I had been gone, Boko Haram had taken charge there too. But an old woman showed me the way to Ashigasia, and there I met some real soldiers who helped me. We were sleeping when we heard the shots. My husband went out through the door and saw that others were already fleeing. In the panic, we left our youngest child behind in the house. My husband ran back to get him. In the next village, friends told me that he had been shot by Boko Haram. In the afternoon, we returned to our village. Soldiers had driven out the attackers, but our church had been burned down. I wanted to bury my husband because there was a rumor that Boko Haram was going to return. Everyone ran away again, but I stayed put with my husband and thought, what else could happen to me? Misereor supports refugees and local people in northern Cameroon through emergency aid and long-term development cooperation.